What's going on, Charm City Smokers and Beyond? I'm your man, Kenny Cash.
I'm King Harvey.
Hey, we're here for a special edition of Charm City Smoke. Live from the basement.
The basement.
The basement. This is the basement of basements, by the way.
Yeah, it is,
you know what I mean? We got Truck 8 Tone, 8 Truck Boss, Captain
BCFD legend right
Vaughn
here.
Kazack.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
How you feel?
Yeah, man. Thanks for allowing us to be here.
Definitely.
Of course.
You know
Otherwise
what I mean?
known as the Hookers and Hose Club.
The Hookers and Hose Club. There you go. He said it. I did.
I love my wife. Let me say that first.
No, the sign's right there.
Oh, yeah, that's the sign up there.
It is.
You got the sign up there.
Wife, I love you.
Yeah. But hey, like I said, we appreciate you, having us come here in the basement and not outside in 30 degrees.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I appreciate. I would thank the wife too for letting us smoke.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
gave us the okay to smoke.
Yeah, she
down
gave us the
here.
okay.
Yep.
And I was telling you when I first walked in, I was here a while ago, maybe like 10 years ago for a fantasy draft that we did. That was nice.
I do remember that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, man. So first, we always like to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I like
So, yeah, why not? So, tell me where you from.
Like, where was I born?
Yeah, where part of
Baltimore, born and raised.
What part?
Fells Point.
Okay, what was it like going around Fells Point?
I got beat up a lot. There was it was like me and a couple of friends. We lived right next door to each other, and we played soccer outside every day in the street. You know, things were different then. It was like I just turned 50 last week.
Okay,
So it was like,
congratulations. Yeah,
thank you.
happy birthday.
So thinking back, it was like you could run around the streets, but when the street lights went off or came on, then get your ass home.
what street?
Ann Street.
On
Okay.
like South End?
Yeah, South End. So actually,
Okay.
my mom still lives there. And it's directly across the street from old 5-engine 3 truck, their original firehouse.
Okay.
So what was the fights more about? Like just being in the wrong place, wrong time?
Yeah, just
or-
neighborhood bully
Okay,
nonsense.
right,
Yeah,
right.
They always had the neighborhood bullies that thought they were,
Yeah,
whatever. But
yeah.
other than that, it was good. We had a lot of blast.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of memories growing up in that area. What schools did you attend around there?
So I went to St. Patrick's, which is literally right around the corner on Gulf
Yep,
and Broadway.
Yep.
And they closed after my 7th grade year, and then I had to go to Sacred Heart up on Foster,
Okay.
Foster Avenue in Conklin,
Okay.
for 8th grade, just the 1 year, and then went to Archbishop Curley for high school.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
That's what's up. That's what's
You
up.
playing
man.
sports or anything up there?
I played, I ran track every year, soccer 1 year, tried playing lacrosse that lasted about 2 days.
Gotcha.
I wasn't.
That's my thing right there.
I wasn't a fan of getting hit with a stick,
I
so I quit.
man.
But I was fast, skinny and whatever, so I ran track and
Okay.
cross country, stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Is that what you went to Curly? Did you get like a scholarship, or you just kind of just did it?
Bro,
just-
I barely graduated.
Okay, I got you. Sorry, you went to Curly, man.
I went there, I did what I had to do.
In all private schools, right?
Yeah.
That's ain't
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, my mom
You can't hit on nobody.
worked her ass
Right,
off.
who parents did well in life, right?
Yeah, right,
Just
right.
send the kids
By
to private
by
school.
herself, I might add.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
dope,
that's
man.
what's
Shout out
up.
to your
Good
moms, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. That's a blessing.
So, what year did you get in the fire? Well, what made you want to even get in the fire club? Let's start there, because seeing that you went to private schools and everything like that.
I didn't have a reason.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I went to Villa Julie right after
Oh,
right out of high school.
Owens Mills, right?
Yeah, and I wanted a graphic art design degree.
Okay.
And like the first like semester or whatever there, it sucked because it was like all, how like now for us, like you take a class and you're like, man, like I'm past this, like
Right.
can we get on something interesting, right? So then it was like, here's the color wheel and all, and I'm like, I know that, like I don't want to do this shit. I want to design stuff. Like I didn't want to. So I just needed to get out of that year,
Okay.
and I was short credits.
Right.
And I went to the community college catalog. It was Essex Community College, not BCCC or whatever at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had this class, emergency medical technician. It was like 5 credits, and I was like, "Hell yeah, 5 credits!" I was
Yeah,
like, "I
yeah,
could do this in my
knock it out.
sleep."
Right.
So I signed up for the class, and like first day, like at the end of this class, you're gonna get a state like certification, and you'll be able. I'm like, "Oh, I just needed my 5 credits, bro."
Right.
So by the time I got done all that, then I needed a job because I
Yeah.
was still like working odd, bussing tables and just dumb shit. And I went to this ambulance company, and I was like, I need a job, and they hired me.
Yeah.
The private ambulance.
You remember what company? it
Yeah,
was?
Metropolitan Ambulance Company.
Okay.
They were
Wait,
on
how'd you also EMTB?
with actually it was an EMTA.
Okay,
at the
gotcha.
time.
You old EMT. Real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Showing my
So
age
they
a little
gave
bit.
it to you.
No, so I got it from Essex. I got the
Okay,
I got
okay.
the certification, and then I started applying in ambulance companies. Metro hired me.
Gotcha.
And then I rode in the back of a private ambulance for 4 years.
Yeah.
From 1994 till 1998 when I got hired with us.
Okay.
Would you say NTA and NTB is the same thing, or is it different? I never heard of an A before. So
They do a lot more now. As a
Okay,
B. Yeah,
okay.
like
Okay.
we were real like band like.
Like just give them a
Right.
band-aid.
Yeah, man, it was.
And not a medical case. This is not a medical
Right,
case.
not a medical case.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah. So I did that for a couple years, like on and off and whatever. So to answer your question directly, I never like had this like
Goal to be.
goal to do that.
Right.
But then when I was working one day on a private ambulance with one of these guys, he was a volunteer at the firehouse that's literally one street over from where we're sitting.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, why don't you come over here? Because then you can ride the ambulance, but you can take like 911 calls. And I was
Right.
like, oh, all right. And then once I got there and I realized how cool it all was, then I like firefighter one, and then it just kind of.
So that's where you got all your stuff through the volunteer.
Yeah.
house.
Yep.
What's that? Is that help?
English council.
English council.
Yep.
Okay.
What's some of the people
All
that were around the table with you when you was there?
What's that? Say it one more time.
You remember everybody that was there with you?
Yeah, that's just about everybody.
Like who? Like, let's get some names. Let's get some shout
Everybody.
outs.
So when I first joined there, Danny Stallings was still a member.
Yeah.
The old captain of Rescue One was still a member there. Kisser, John Kisser.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a member there.
Kisser. Yeah.
Jimmy Payne.
Okay. Captain Payne.
You got some guys there.
Uh-huh.
Frank March.
Yeah.
Did
Did he have big,
probably dozen
big
guys.
glasses back then?
Yeah. Clarence Nally, God rest his soul, Clarence Nally. I don't
Okay.
remember his name.
No.
He was a medic. He passed away. Well, he was a member there after he had retired from town. I think he was retired.
Was Clarence the token black guy?
No, Clarence. No, Clarence was like the king of the bingo over there, man. Like he ran the bingo, and if you were calling bingo and you gave out the big prize at the end, he was on your ass. Like
Oh, yeah?
he'd be all kinds of bent out of shape about that.
I'll say you get bingo.
So how long did you volunteer for? How long did you do that?
4 years until I got hired, and then I stayed another 15 after I got hired.
Wow.
So
Okay.
to do them concurrently.
Okay. So
Wow.
it's like 19 total?
Yeah,
Okay.
19, almost 20 in a
Okay.
volunteer system. Yeah.
Okay. So is there a reason that you just stopped, or you just got tired of
Just busy with us.
Just busy, okay.
Yeah, just
Right.
just stuff, like stuff we
Right.
do. It just
Right.
got to be, too much. You know, I got married the first time, and just life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
didn't have time to go over there and like sit for 5, 6, 7 hours and just
just do nothing?
donate my time. I just didn't have the time for
No,
it.
I
I
got it.
understand. I understand.
I was working at Transcare. Remember Transcare? That's not too far from here.
I
That's
worked
kinda-
there.
Oh, you worked at Transcare?
Yeah, I
too?
worked at Transcript there.
Yeah, so I worked there for like a few months when I first got my EMT, like kind of the same as you. And there was a guy that I can't remember the guy's name, and that was the first time I went to a volunteer station. It's the one, I don't know if it was Lansdowne. I think it's Lansdowne.
Yeah, so Lansdowne's right over the road.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's Violetville. Well, they don't exist
Yeah,
anymore.
Violet,
They were on Benson Avenue.
Mhm.
And then Arbutus is obviously.
Yeah, I think
just a tad
Lansdowne
further.
was the one he had introduced me to. I never joined. I had thought about it because I was like I said, and this is before I even really knew how fire departments and volunteer fire departments
Right.
were. But it was just like the concept. I was just like, you want me to do this for free? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do this.
I mean, I was a member of Lansdowne for quite a while because
Okay.
like back then you really, I don't want to say you could. Guys would bounce back and forth between
Okay.
stations. You know,
Is it like
sometimes
rivalries or something?
for a good reason, sometimes not for a good reason. Was that?
Gotcha.
I say, is it like rival?
Oh
Like
yeah,
companies
yeah.
is
Lansdowne and English Council are like this end of town. They're like the Engine 8, Engine 13.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I got you.
they're like that. You know?
Okay.
But Lansdowne, like Council gave me my start, and then Lansdowne ended up like just having like a good shift because we had like a duty night.
Okay.
And it was me and another guy who doesn't work for us anymore. He would always drive and I would always ride the front seat. And it was like the same night every week. Like we would rotate through our schedule, and we always had a crew. And it was we'd like spank the ass of the
Right.
pay guys
Right,
up the
right,
street.
right,
Like we
right,
just
right, right.
we had a
So
great
that's
time.
a thing too, like
Oh,
the pay
yeah.
guys and the volunteers.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
thing.
Have you been involved in any fights?
No,
Firearm
nothing.
fights?
No, nothing physical. But there was a captain. He's retired from Station 5.
Okay.
He was a member at like a life member at Lansdowne, but he was the captain at this paid station. His guys hated us because we would like smoke him in all the time, and then the captain wouldn't get mad at us. He'd get mad at his guys, and he would have them out leading off, pulling hose at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
His dudes hated us.
That's
We
wild,
thought it was
man.
funny.
Yeah,
we,
of
didn't
course.
care.
Definitely. Most definitely.
We didn't care.
Yeah. So when you got it, you say you got it in '98. So after the academy, where was your first assignment?
Medic 16.
Medic 16. So this is when they were still with
Truck 5 in the old
Yeah.
house on Hartford.
Oh, Hartford.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And so you came in as a FPA?
FPA Class 3.
Class 3.
Wow.
1998. Who were some of the guys in your class
Well,
that's still around?
One of them is C shift commander. It's Dean Denning in
Okay.
the class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny Johnson
Yeah.
at 30 Engine. Christ, a whole bunch of dudes. Jeff Sanders.
Okay.
Mitch
Jeff
Brooks
Sanders.
isn't with it. He doesn't work for us anymore.
Yeah, Mitch,
Man, it's a ton of. Fuck, I can't even remember everybody's name. They actually, probably got it hanging somewhere. The list of everybody.
Right.
I'll just have to spit
Was
them
it
out
a big
as
class?
they
Was
come.
it a big
We had
class?
a class of 42.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
When
that's
we
a nice
started,
size class.
and then we graduated, I think, like 38. Something like that, 37,
Yeah.
38, which wasn't bad. That's
Right.
like 95% of the class.
So who were you on the medic with when you started?
Mitch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
classmates,
they, it was kind of weird. They had this thing where when we got hired, there were seven of us in the class that had either like EMT or EMTP, firefighter 1 or 2, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was to my knowledge, the first and only time that they gave reciprocity for those classes. So
Okay.
they took the 7 of us and said, we need you on the street.
Yeah.
So we got like SCBA, Drager shit, hazmat ops and whatever, and then we got kicked out. So like my academy started the 23rd of November of 98. January 1st was my first shift on the street.
Okay.
We were not,
Wow.
7 of us were not in the
Okay.
academy, but for like a month and a half.
Wow.
Oh, that's
And then
that's
they
a
put
good
2
deal.
people out of the academy together. So me and
Right.
Mitch were on the medic unit together, like
Right. Don't know what's
we
going
don't know
on. It's
what's
like,
you know,
That's
whatever.
the fact they always sing to the wolves.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was Dale Wallace.
Okay,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
also assigned. So like we would rotate around. So it was either Dale and Mitch, or me and Dale,
Yeah.
or me and Mitch. You know, so
Okay.
that's how we got started.
Okay. And your first suppression company was where?
52 engine.
Really?
Yeah. So we had.
I never knew that.
Yeah, we had our deal, the fire department's deal they made us. And I use air quotes. Supposed to be a 3-year program, and it was
Oh, yeah,
supposed to be
you're right. Yeah,
18 months on a medic,
Yeah.
18 months on suppression.
They all lied to us.
Then
Yeah,
after
we got
that,
lied
We all, everybody lied.
and after that, they
Oh,
there it
that's
is.
your list. That's
They
your class?
they continue with the lie after that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, guys are still
You
working
ain't got
with
to
us.
name everybody.
Yeah, just,
right.
Lamar Giles.
Oh, yeah.
Hitler class.
He just retired.
He just retired, yeah.
Speaking of which, he refused to do our episode.
He
too.
did.
Yeah, he turned us down twice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him out there because I'm gonna try to get him on. This is my way to get
Sean
him.
Riddle,
Yeah.
Chief Turner,
Yeah,
Jason
okay,
Turner. Yeah, just to name a few. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a pretty solid class.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
what's up. That's what's up.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
We got a producer, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
And one of the
I like
producers.
that. I like
You know
that.
what I mean? One episode we're gonna have a Bottle Girls coming. I'm telling you.
I love my wife.
Yeah. That's gonna be respectful.
You can get a sign. You just
Right,
you
every
just hold,
time,
you just
every
hold it
time.
up. Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't want no
disclaimer.
trouble.
Yeah, we just, matter of fact, we just
I
get a
want no
permanent
trouble.
disclaimer at the bottom.
Right,
of every
exactly.
episode. I said that he loves his wife.
Allegedly.
I love mine too.
Allegedly,
you know.
right, exactly.
But
Yeah, so that was the deal, and then that didn't happen. We ended up being on the medic for 2 years, and then the 3rd year they're like, all right, you can go to suppression for
Okay.
a year and whatever. So I went to 52 engines. So
Okay.
I was there for a year on B shift.
Who was
Okay.
your crew when you walked
I
in?
had
Collateral.
O'Malley.
Oh, Dave.
was my-
Bob O'Malley.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
my
he was
my officer.
lieutenant there. Yeah.
Rick Platero.
Yeah.
Ellery
Harold.
Queen was my
That's
Okay.
PO.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burl Carter.
Yeah, Carter was there.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he was on my shift or not.
Okay.
Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because Lamar's he did his whole career.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
at
his
52.
whole career, 52 wins. Yeah.
I'm bad with names. It was a good time though. I mean,
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Bobby Simone.
Yeah.
He was my first acting guy. I learned a lot at 52.
Yeah,
Mr.
man.
Cigar.
Yeah, that's a lot of laughs up there.
It's a good time.
And Joe Wade was the captain.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It's a picture because y'all had when you there when y'all had it was like black uniforms or like everybody. It was a picture up there. Everybody had like dark like navy blue.
Well, we graduated with our like button down baby blue
Yeah.
shirts. We had those and button down navy like dark navy
Yeah.
shirts.
Okay. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So it's a picture of 52 Inches kitchen, and with those.
Oh really?
everybody had
Oh
that
shit!
uniform. Yeah.
I haven't been up there in quite
Right,
a
and
while.
it was around that time because Joe Wade was still the captain. So it probably wasn't
Okay.
Lamar was there in the picture and everything. You might have been in the
Yeah,
picture
it
too.
could be.
Yeah.
I learned
Yeah.
a ton there though. That was a good company.
So you stayed there for.
Yeah, so I was there for a year,
Mhm.
and then our graduation gift was you can put a transfer in, but you're going to go to the medic. So the best we'll do is we'll put you on the medic in the location where you wanted to transfer, like the suppression company.
This is crazy.
I'm like, okay. So I had to transfer into truck 3 because that's where I grew up. I was like, Fells Point, like, it's a no-brainer, right? So I got put on medic 10. Or whatever. So, but it ended up working out because, like, while I was there, I was able to get approved to drive, tiller, PO, all while I was on a medic.
Right.
It's like I had like a good officer. There's good officers on the end. It was good. Like they work with you and they really wanted you to learn.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't miss out. You know,
doing that.
Who was the officer?
Tom Nozick was
Capt
my lieutenant. Joe Machovic was a lieutenant on 5 engine.
Okay.
His dad was one of the firemen killed in True Fit.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Good guys. Derek Barton was there at the time. Brian Jones, little BJ. Gerald Brooks is still there.
Oh, yeah, he's still there.
Over 5.
Right.
Tom McElhinney, he's retired now. Marcy Klein was my partner on 10.
Okay.
Her son is Dave Brown. And,
Dave Brown was her classmate.
Yeah.
Dave Brown was my classmate.
Yeah, so I had a good time over there. I got a lot done there.
Okay.
You know, I mean, got approved to do stuff, and it was nice working in my own. You know, it was easy to know the area.
Right. Right.
So you say you got approved the PO and to drive?
Drive, EBD drive, EBD tiller, and PO all while I was there.
So you were detailed.
All the medic.
So you was detailed a lot out, right? Driving companies all over the city.
Yeah. I took a lot of details of the 15 truck when they were open, driving or tillering, tiller behind Chief Tosh at the time. It was EBD a bunch of times. That was an experience.
That was an experience.
Hold on and close your eyes, kind of experience.
Yeah, man. Shout out my man Chief Tosh. Man. Recently retired.
Yeah.
But, it was fun. It was good.
I bet.
It was good. And then I promoted to EBD and I went to 20 truck.
Oh, okay.
So I tried.
What year was that you promoted?
2000. 2004.
2004. Okay.
2004.
I came in. Okay.
I went there.
We came in.
To 20 truck. I tried to not do it. I actually wrote a special saying I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it.
So you got this. It's yours.
So funny story. I went on. I wrote the special, and then I had a trick. I was off for a trick. And then when I came back, they're like, "Congratulations, you're going to 20 truck." I was like, "No, I'm not. I wrote that special. Like, I don't want this, right?" Because I was having a good time at Truck 3. Like, I was having fun. You know what I'm saying? When you get you win it. You know what I mean? Right? And I was like, I don't want to go. And they're like, "Well, sorry, but we don't know what you're talking about. The special, whatever." So I blamed my lieutenant
trash can
for probably 15 years. I blamed him.
Really?
Oh yeah. Come to find out, the EVD that I learned how to be an EVD from, he's now passed, Rich Larson.
Okay.
He took my special and tore it up and threw it in the trash can because he thought I was wasting an opportunity to promote and to do something.
That's good.
And and I found that out after he had passed. His wife actually told me that.
Wow.
So I was like, damn. I felt like an asshole in my lieutenant. Blaming him, like gluing his desk drawer shut for years because I was real mad. I was big mad at him, right? But then I went to 20 truck and it was all right. I mean, 20 trucks. You know,
So I mean, he did you a favor. You know what I mean? He did you a favor. You know what I mean? Because you got comfortable at Truck 3.
Yeah, it put me on the path that I feel like where I'm at now.
Everything had its own reason.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's how a lot of old timers. They always say never turn down promotion.
Exactly, and that's my advice to people now. I don't, you know.
Yeah. That's what Chief Stewart told me. He was like, eventually you'll end back where you want to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which kind of
with
you. You know what I mean? Look at you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Captain Truck 8.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you made lieutenant from Truck 20.
Yeah, so I studied.
Went straight to Truck 21.
Yeah, I studied. Well, I studied my ass off because I was like, I don't want to be a Truck 20. Like I love being an EVD. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But they were just, I want to go to fires and I want to do stuff, and I was like,
let's
man,
just call it with it.
Yeah. So I studied.
There's no shots. It's just
no. It is what it is. I promoted. I mean, my lieutenant there was great. Gross Cup.
Okay.
Fantastic dude. But I remember the list came out. Well, the list came out, and I think I was like 22 on the list, I think. And immediately before I got promoted, we took a box from 20 truck. We were going down Eastern Avenue, and coming under the overpass at like Eastern and Haven. Yeah. And we were taking a box, right? And I come up and I'm driving, and a bus had pulled over for us. And I'm like, damn, I wanted to go down Haven. I'm like, so I go up another block. Cars pulled over. I'm like, shit. So now I'm like a block past where I wanted to go, right? Yeah. So I make this right, and I go down Eaton Street, and I get down to Eaton and Bank, and I have to put this down for a minute because I have to demonstrate this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, do that.
You go down Eaton Street, and then when you get to Bank is 2 ways here, 1 way here coming out.
Yeah.
right? So I now want to cross over.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure no one is coming from left going down against the one way. So I looked to the right. I never let off. Just, well, 51 engine was coming this way against the grain. Zach Lovelace was driving.
Yeah.
He crossed over, so I looked right, and when I looked back left, all I saw was 51 engine, right? The right windshield, the corner of 20 truck caught their ladders, like sticking off the officer side. 51's doing this, they're like car, pole, like whatever.
Yeah.
Gross Cup's helmet was on the dashboard, and it went out. And in the corner of my eye, I thought he went out. Right? Total 20 truck, total 51 engine. And then they promoted me a week later.
Congratulations.
Literally a week later.
Take this with you.
They were like, don't let him drive shit. Promote him, put him in the other seat, because get him out. Yeah. So that was my promotion story.
Man.
Yeah.
See you.
Damn.
That's a great story.
You remember that?
Story.
Look, I mean, it's a great story because nobody got killed.
Nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah,
It's a good story.
And it was like a banner weekend because apparently it was Chief Goodwin was the chief at the time, and apparently this was on a Saturday morning at like 8 a.m. Right? He came from home down to suspend us. Like he was like, "You're suspended." It was like Oprah Winfrey, like, "You're suspended. You're suspended." Right? And we were like the 7th departmental accident in like 36 hours.
Wow.
Whoa.
You know, from minor to major, and
Wow.
he was just
He was done.
irate,
Everybody was
man,
going
and,
home.
like everybody
Right.
suspended.
Right. If anything went wrong, you was going home that day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you went to Truck 21 after wrecking everything.
Yeah.
And so how was down Brooklyn? Was it like a different?
I call that doing my dime in Brooklyn. That's how I refer to that.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, there are some good firemen down there that just don't really get a chance to really, because it's just not a busy area.
Right.
Now, when I left, it blew
Lately,
up.
it's been kind of
Right.
going crazy down there.
But it was kind of, it was a hard transition because a lot of the guys were like guys who had a really long time in, and they're down in a place that's not busy, and they're just kind of set in their ways, and there ain't like. I learned real quick being a new officer, like, you're just not going to change some people. Like, it is what it is. Like, you know, you just have to.
You just gotta do your time.
Yeah, you got to go with the flow.
If something's like really bugging you, that's the only time you kind of.
Yeah, but other than that, you just, you know, and at the time, 21 Truck was in hazmat. Like 35, they were all in the hazmat thing. So despite the fact that I was never a fan of hazmat, I tried to like embrace that because I'm like, I'm gonna be here.
Right.
I know where to go. It is what it is. So I really embraced it. Ended up taking like, you know, classes in Alabama for like those like bomb
Because
you know, all the hazmat
they send you
stuff.
down for free anyway, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you just ready to
Free
go.
trip.
Yeah, so I really tried to like just absorb all of that and do what I could do with it. And then not long before I left, they took 21 out of the hazmat, and 35 engine went out, and then it's just kind of slowed down a little bit. It really wasn't anything really extra interesting to do, and you know. And at the time, I was going through a divorce, and like, to be perfectly honest, my personal life was trash, and I was like, I don't want to do shit. Like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to be at work. I mean, honestly,
That's
I was
how
like,
make you feel, right?
it was just the whole thing was
tough, man.
was garbage.
Yeah.
And Kevin Larkins,
Yeah.
I had known him for quite a while. He had hit me up multiple times. He's like, why don't you just leave there and just come to Truck 8. He's like, just put a transfer in and just come up there, because at least you can just get out of your space and get out of your phone. I was like, all right. So I hemmed and hawed about it for like 6 months.
Okay.
And then finally like put the transfer in.
Okay. Okay. And that's how you ended up there. And I was wondering like how that, I you know, before doing this, I thought you probably had started out in the 3rd Battalion, and that's how you went back. So you started out all the way on the other side of town, and
back and forth a couple times.
Worked your way over. So now that I see your case back here, and I'll show it with all your patches, because I was looking at first I thought you just were collecting.
Oh right,
patches,
yeah,
but
other
now it
stuff
makes
I do.
sense.
Yeah.
I had no clue that you were at these companies, like especially when I saw the 52 engine. Like that was a whole new one for me. Like that's a old school patch, right? That's one back in the day patches when they first started doing the first do at the zoo.
Yeah, I like that.
Thing.
Yeah, the animals hanging out.
Yeah.
So what was like at Truck 8 when you transferred up there?
So going back for a hot second, I almost pulled the transfer because I was on, like, I started to get my own hit, and I was like, I've been down Brooklyn for 10 years, almost not quite 10 years.
Okay.
And you know, I went to fires, but not like we go to fires, right?
Yeah.
And I started wondering, like, am I past, like, am I
feel like
past
you
my
lost
prime?
I feel like you lost it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know how it is. Like you know, and I'm like, am I past my prime? Like, can I go to the 3rd Battalion and actually function adequately enough to because let's be honest, like we'll just put it out there.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
The 3rd Battalion is typically the tip of the spear when it comes to most of our stuff, and it's not that there's bad firemen anymore. It's just the volume of calls.
Right, you got a lot of
so
reps.
you just get a lot of reps.
Yeah.
So it puts you here, and I'd actually have to say I want to follow that up by saying I feel like the guys in other battalions probably have more on their shoulders because they don't get reps, but they have a high performance level to be expected to to function at, and not get the reps. You know what I mean? Like so they have a harder job. I think.
Yeah,
like
I can see that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're only taking 2 fires a year versus 30, and ours are mostly cookie cutter.
Yeah.
You know that like they're it's all the same shit. But anyway, I digress. It's but I didn't know if I could really like do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
But,
I let it happen anyway.
Right.
And then I went there, and the first my first day there was October 30th, the day before Halloween, 2016.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah,
Facebook.
I was.
I scrambled my brain reading.
Oh yeah,
that
it's really bizarre. Yeah, so the first day there was October 30th.
Yeah.
And Beal was the EVD, but Beal was not working that day.
Okay.
Right. Larkins was working that day, not Beal. Relatively uneventful day. That first 24.
Yeah.
Second shift. Now Larkins is off and Beal is working. It was me, Beal, Brock, and John Lindbeck.
Okay.
10 truck, right?
Yeah.
So now it's November 1st. This is my first full trick, right? And then we get the bus into a bus at like 6 o'clock in the morning, right?
Oh, you was the one that you had that.
Yeah.
That was you talk about.
Yeah. Just break down the call for people who don't know.
That morning there was a school bus. The driver was heading down eastbound on Frederick Avenue to just start his route. It was super early, like weren't even kids to pick up yet. He was just heading down to start his route. And I'm sorry. And he had a medical emergency at some point when he passed like Loudon Avenue, whatever. And he had an assistant in the bus that realized, this man's having a heart attack or something, whatever.
Whatever.
So he had gone unconscious, and the bus was just cooking down Frederick Avenue.
Oh man.
She had the presence of mind to, when she realized I can't wake him up, she went to the back of the bus and hunkered down behind like the last row of seats, right?
Wow.
Nothing she could do. I mean, this bus is traveling.
Right. On the toes.
Yeah, had to
Heading the other way was an MTA bus. It wasn't moving. It was sitting stationary at the bus stop, heading westbound on Frederick, across from the cemetery at Monastery in Frederick. Couple people on the bus, couple people on the bus stop. Just like that early, the bus wasn't in a hurry. Like they're just kind of hanging with it, And the school bus come down and eventually just did one of those like slow rolls and hit corner to corner. So like driver's side corner school bus, driver's side corner bus. Opened it up like a tuna can, all the way down.
Man.
Killed all 6 people in the MTA bus instantaneously. The driver,
that story,
dead. The school bus driver was pinned up like waist down.
Did y'all hear from the station? Did you like?
Yeah. So no. We didn't hear it, but we actually there was cop cars. They were rolling up Frederick Avenue, and we're like,
that's not good.
I mean, they're just like one after the other, right?
Yeah, that's never good.
So ironically, they were going to a reported robbery in progress. Not even what we were doing. No. Well, they came across it, and then whatever, we get dispatched, no bullshit. Truck 8, medic, I can't remember what medic it was, for motor vehicle accident. That's it.
That's wild.
So we get up there, and I'm dressed, like I just got uniform pants on, my coat, like I'm not
not
dressed for, whatever. And we get up there, and there's cops everywhere. And I'm like, man, it's a lot of cops for like a motor vehicle accident. Like a lot of cops, right? So I get out, and I'm like, well, let me just walk up and see what's going on. So I walk up, and this is right after the cops got like all the brand new like LED shit on their cars. So I can't see nothing.
Right.
Like it's
glaring.
I'm like this, and I get around one cop car, and I see this, and I'm like,
oh shit.
Like deer to headlights, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh shit. I turn around, and Brock is like got the blue bag. And he's like walking up the street. And I was like, "Get your shit on! Put your shit on!" It's like a rescue, the whole 9 yards, man. And then it just kind of, I remember I asked for an MC, I declared it an MCI. I didn't ask for anything specific, and I had people ask me later, like, "Did you know what they asked for?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "I knew if I said the letters MCI, they're gonna send me a bunch of shit. Like, I don't know. No, I didn't know that.
That's
you know
fine,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you know, it turned out to be all right in the sense of like, not that the people died, but like it ran well. It was the first time in a long time that I had command for like a hot second before people were there, because you're there, you're requesting the rest of this, and then, you know, whatever. And it went okay. You know what I mean? Like the call ran well.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I mean? So
everything was put in place, went smooth.
Yeah, and so it kind of gave me a little bit of confidence.
Oh yeah, he was good
Early on that maybe I can be here.
And that's all.
You know,
take it on the chin and keep moving. That's what I'm saying. So I tell people all
it
the time.
seemed like it's funny how our job like kind of like mirrors itself with sports. Where it's like confidence. Because once you get certain instances and it goes well, it mitigates well, you feel like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like,
I've heard it referred to as professional tactical athletes. Is how I
like that.
I never heard that before.
That's not my thing. I've heard it referred to.
I love that. I love that saying. But yeah, man, it was just like,
I'm not coming off the bench.
You're not coming up to the bench. You were starting. So you were at Truck Aid for what, about 10 years?
No, not quite. Not quite.
Well,
I was there 2016 to.
Oh, okay. You just got there in 2016.
Yeah, I just got there in 2016.
I was something about he said Brock was there.
So it was October 2016,
right.
and
which gone for 10 years. Okay.
Yeah. And well, side note, after that, Chris Short was still there, and Chris Shorty was on A shift, and I was on C, right?
Too much fire.
And I remember Short going, "Hey, like I really need somebody to work for me." You know, on whatever it was like it was literally the following January, like 2 months later, right? And I'm like, I'll work for you. I don't care. And it was just a night work.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll work for you. It was like I did the night half or whatever it was, and so they put me a 30 truck, and I was like, whatever.
Put your feet up, smoke a cigar.
Right. Yeah, right.
That's how.
Right. That's how it goes. Right.
That's how it goes.
So I go out there. Captain Ski is acting Battalion Chief 4 that night. He stops by for dinner. We're having it was great. Like dinner was fantastic. We had steaks. Dinner was great. The guys over there were fantastic. It's like a little before midnight, and I lay down. I got Kenny May from Old 15 Truck was driving. I'm golden. John Sampson was on the step. I cannot for the life of me remember who was tillering. And I went to bed. I was like, what an easy swap, right? Midnight, they strike out the box for dwelling fire reported kids trapped, right? Specifically, 9 kids trapped. Specifically.
I know what you're talking about.
Bel Air Road, right?
Yeah.
Springwood, right off of Harf.
I know.
Bel Air.
I remember that.
Right off of Bel Air.
I remember that fire.
And I remember getting in the cab, and I looked at Kenny, I was like, how, because like I don't know that area, and I'm like, how much time I got to get dressed? You know, he's like not long. We're going like 3 blocks, and I was like, so you turn out, make the right, house is well involved, right? We pulled up, the tillerman he's hitting the button. I'm like, he yells out, he's like, move down. The radiant heat was so bad, he's like, we got it, you're cooking me, ended up like melting the mirror and shit on the side and whatever. So long story short, I get off, I call this thing in, whatever, I go around the back, me and John Sampson, and we hop the fence, and this little girl comes up to me and she's like, hey, I got me and my brother. She's had one of the little, or 2 of the little ones. Yeah. And I'm like, where'd you come from? She's like, oh, we were in there. And I'm like, no way. Like, I'm looking at this like, no way. But they got out. I said, anybody still in there? She's like, yeah, my other 6 brothers and sisters. So it was 9 kids, 3 got out, 6 were still in there. And I remember going into the back, it was like a summer kitchen in the back. It was the only spot not
wasn't involved.
Right, like not involved. Right. Now, knowing what I know now, like after, I mean, I knew it then, but like now, our training is different, and like focus, and just stuff that we know now. I probably would have, like, looking back, been like, no one is surviving this. I mean, like, intelligently, like, I could say no one's surviving this, but in the moment, I'm like, no, we're going, right? So me and John Sampson go in this summer kitchen, and I remember going in, making a right, and it's literally like somebody painted the doorway orange. It's the first, there's nowhere to go. We don't have a hand line. They got 54s, like, just doing whatever they can do out front, like, all right? And I remember, and I got on my chair, like, I'm too old to, like, give a shit. I remember bawling my eyes out in my air mask, like, laying on the floor, because I couldn't go anywhere. I didn't want to leave, but I couldn't go anywhere.
I understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I
they're calling for people to come out, like evacuate,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to leave. You know, like it sucked.
I understand.
It really,
That's a lot. That's a
really,
lot.
really sucked.
That's
And
a lot.
like I hung on to that one for a long time.
I understand.
Like a long, long
Yeah, man,
time.
you human.
You know,
man,
but
it's real.
you know, as it turned, I went to the funeral.
Okay. Oh yeah, you really took that.
I
that
took that one. I took that one.
Because the mother survived, right?
Yeah,
I
like
remember
that,
seeing her
like
on the news.
yeah, like she was out, dad was at work.
Yeah,
It was some other like weird circumstances
It was.
or whatever.
It was.
But,
yeah.
3 kids survived.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
took that one kind of
right.
hard, and I kept actually over. If you look back
Oh,
there
I
to the
see.
left, see
I see.
112, 17. It's a
Okay.
picture of the kids up there. I kept.
You gotta
I
make sure
just,
and put that on joint.
you know,
yeah.
it's just I don't know what it was. You know, you just carry stuff with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody especially once you get in long enough, and you always have a call that sticks with you for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it was what it was. You know, it was what it was. But it became like a running quote unquote joke for a little while because then every time I get detailed somewhere about like, no, I don't work with you. You're you're a black cloud. Nobody, nobody want to work on me.
You're mayhem.
So
You're the original mayhem.
Yeah, that guy with his hair all crazy, banging in his shit.
That was the last swap you worked?
No. I've worked some swaps since then, but no. So, but then fast forward and like after that, truck 8 for 16, 17, 18, good crew, Timmy Beal, Larkins, Rock, ton of good guys there.
Yeah.
And then Beal retired in 20. What is this now? We're in 2024, 2022. And I could kind of see the writing on the wall. It was like he's leaving. You know, a lot of guys are promoting and
it's changing.
Yeah, it's changing,
right,
and I either got to change with it or you know. So so I requested to go to the safety office. Actually, I had requested to go to FIB to get training and the safety office, and I was like, you know, and the safety office had offered first. So I went and I did a year, you know, at Safety Officer 4.
Yeah.
They had just created it after Stricker Street.
Yeah.
And I had a good time. Like I actually had a lot of fun doing that. I turned out like I was a company, like I was going to do something. I got, you know, like, you know, balling up, you know, and I don't mind saying this on the air if the fire department's listening. The Safety Officer 4 car has no drive cam in it, which is really bizarre. That car has no drive
Because you're a
cam.
safety officer. Like,
It's literally, it's not like it's there and doesn't work. It isn't there, right? Okay, so I had a good time. And then what made it even more fun is I was on C shift and we were at Stedman. And I was turning out competing with Chief Hull and Jimmy Langford, who was also in my class, by the way. Jimmy
Langford, that's my guy.
You know, we would, you know, like I come out of Utah and they come out of Lombard, and if I missed a light and they got it, you know, Jimmy and DJ would come by like, "Hey, son of a bitch," you know, whatever. So while I had that year, is what made me start studying for Capt.
Okay.
That gave me the time to really sit down.
Did you ever see Captain in your future? Like, was that like a thing for you? That was never a thing for you.
No, I completely anticipated retiring as a lieutenant.
Okay.
And at one point prior to the captain's test, I think I was like the 21st senior lieutenant in the entire fire department.
Oh, wow.
Because I was lieutenant for 16 years before I took that test.
Yeah.
So I just didn't. I don't know. I was comfortable. Like I didn't want to do anything. And then when things started moving around and changing, I had to roll with the punches. So I gave it a shot.
So I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit, right? Because we got a truck 18 guy here.
Yeah, I was going to say something too, but good.
Oh no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, do you think already started? Go ahead.
You know,
it's not 30
truck 18.
people
It's
right
not.
here
Yeah,
in front of
it's
us.
4:30. He's in enemy territory.
Yeah, I got to stand 10 toes down right here.
Yeah. So he always feels like 8 truck. Y'all can't compete with 18 truck. How do you feel about this?
We have an internal rule. We have an internal.
I was about to say.
Okay, so let me go back for a second. So
when
George was at 18 on C shift, like I had a really good working relationship with George. So like we 18 on C at that time, we didn't really butt no head.
No,
like we didn't. You know what I mean? Like
we did not.
And George would know, like, you guys have the downhill Hilton Parkway advantage. It is what it is, right? You know, you guys can roll then. There's no lights, you know, whatever. So we always had a thing where
let me see. Y'all see the back. Y'all see the back of us. Make that right. Y'all see the back
and sometimes we did. Honestly, sometimes we did. You know, but we had an internal thing where it's like if we got up to, we would go up Hilton and do like the dog leg, the mulberry, you know, like this, and then we would shoot up. And when we got to Edmondson, if we saw 18 truck right there and everything, what are we going to do? Like,
we're not slowing down. We're not slowing down.
Right. So there's nothing going to do about it. If we don't see them coming off the ramp, then by all means, whether it was you or us, box-wise, we're taking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
caveat to that was George and I had a good working relationship. So if we were delayed for any reason, or we were just like coming up the hill and whatever, I would call George and say, hey, you guys take the front. I would tell him that because you know as well as I do, those neighborhoods up there, they're tight to get around, tiller truck or no tiller truck. So like, you know, if you were already anticipating having to go to a certain spot and now it's changed, you might want to know that a little early. You know what I mean? So he and I had that thing. You know, like I personally, I was always good with 18. Like,
I don't know. That's what I was about to say.
You know,
even to this day, like we don't. Even if you guys beat us, there's really no trash talking between.
No, there really isn't. There really
don't do that. You know, we got the same rival.
Well, it was
both of us got the same rival.
Yeah.
We got the same rival. We got the
That's
same.
what I say.
We good.
Yeah,
we got the same.
Truck. They would say they are like related back to sports. They're like, dude, y'all grown in Virginia. But yeah. But look, I have no dog in the fight at all. I'm an engine guy, career engine man.
He's saying that now because
all I know is
because he's down tuck 10 trying to
no, I'm just saying as an engine guy, all I know is 18 and 20 saw the back of 20 engine or 36 inch.
That's fine.
So, you know.
That's fine.
So we kind of really, I digress.
Yeah, I always like Chucky. So
we always had a good. I don't know how it is.
I love working.
Like I haven't been back long enough to know how it is now. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
So ask me again in a couple months.
Yeah. Capt Kaszack, they like to roll. I mean, he still got that 5M Capt Kaszack. You know what I mean? But it depends who's driving. I'm gonna just say that. I'm leaving that. I love Walbrook, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's all depends who's driving. You know, we all know.
But he's coming. He's going to Chucky.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
You can recruit the member from 18 truck, the 8 truck.
Allegedly.
Was that a
Allegedly.
alleged?
Oh yeah. That was allegedly.
Oh, that was alleged.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Fire department got some good rooms.
Hey, it's all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Allegedly.
It's all good.
We already got the one.
Yeah.
Is that got the one? Brandon?
No.
Oh, we got Brandon.
EVD.
Allegedly.
EVD.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we got Brandon. He already moved the D ship.
I always tell guys, once you go to Walbrook, like
We can call him.
nobody's gonna love you like Walbrook. You might as well just stay there.
Look, Captain
I mean, we ain't got to talk about that right now. We talk about that off camera. I ain't gonna drink nobody.
Yeah,
So we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. So tell us, like, we gonna come back to the fire department.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this basement right here.
Yeah, this basement, man. Like, yeah.
And my first question to you, like, you said you've been collecting for how many years?
42? No. 44.
44 years.
And did you have to repair any of them? Like, because how did you...
Everybody loses a G.I. Joe.
Bro, you remember Eddie Murphy and Raw? Everybody loses a G.I. Joe in the water, man. Like, everybody loses a G.I. Joe occasionally, right? No bullshit.
So this started young for you, wanting to collect.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say like wanting to collect. I wanted to play with the motherfuckers when I was 8 years old.
Because he was 6. I'm doing the math. 6 years
I
old.
was 8. I was 8.
Oh, you was 8.
Yeah, they came out in 1982. I was 8 years old.
First floor, his math is go off.
Yeah.
You can't.
You said 44 years, right?
Listen, but that ain't cheap test. They got no math on it.
It doesn't. Right. It was no numbers. Now I think about it, it was no numbers.
There was no numbers.
I think the questions with numbers I got wrong. So.
Nah, I was 8, and it's kind of weird. Like I went outside, I hung out with my friends, and I did shit, whatever. But for whatever reason, I don't know. Like I was still kind of a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it, and I think partially because like my dad was like in and out, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So really, it was my mom and my Aunt Catherine and my mom's sister.
Okay.
And I say Aunt Catherine because she was actually my great aunt, but everybody just called her Aunt Catherine.
Okay.
So really, I was raised by 3 women.
You don't have any siblings?
You know something I was about to say.
My brother, but he passed away in 2020.
Sorry to hear
Sorry.
that.
And so really, I was raised by 3 women.
Right.
Really, so like I was a little bit of a homebody, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I just started. My mom started buying at the time that the GI Joe was popular.
Yeah,
So like, you know, whatever.
yeah.
And then just as time went on, it was just something I just really started to enjoy. And then when, like in high school, I got out of it a little bit. You know, just kind of I didn't really do much. And then after I got out of high school, like when I had a steady job and I could like buy my own shit, you know.
Yeah.
Then I just started like going on eBay and replacing stuff that I had broken when I was 9 or whatever. You know what I mean? But the vast majority of what's here is original from my childhood.
Wow.
And these things were bought by my mother who worked like 3 jobs by herself.
Wow.
To no car,
Yeah.
by
That's
the
a
way.
lot of
No
discipline,
car. Walked everywhere.
Yeah.
So
everywhere.
And even shout out to your mom too, because like most parents start throwing this stuff away. Like, this stuff getting out of here.
They
You know
will.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Nah,
leave,
man,
leave, You know, at the
And
while you
she
start
would,
moving
like-
a certain way. Yeah,
I told you to pick it up.
Right, I told you to pick it up.
Yeah, like stuff in bins that she held onto for like those years when I wasn't messing with it. Yeah, like to her credit, like I'm telling you, I just got to do the mom shout out.
So how many like
1,019.
there you go, 1,019. So this is
1,009.
all GI Joe.
Everything. I don't own. I have other stuff that I've had for like as a kid over the years, but they're all in totes. That's not stuff I actively collect or mess
So
with.
mom
You know
still,
what I mean?
is mom still around?
Yeah. She still lives in Fells Point on Ann Street. Yep.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah.
She's been down here a couple times.
Yeah. That's what I was
to see it.
Do you keep like the stuff that was original? Do you keep that separate from the stuff you collected like recently?
No,
like,
it's
like,
no, it's
kinda
pretty
give
much all.
It's like all mixed in.
It's all mixed in.
Okay.
The only thing that's really separate is right behind him is where it says OG 13. That case.
Yeah.
Those. It says 13, but it's really 16. The 16 figures in there are original in their case in their
Right.
things.
That's wild.
So I'm gonna guess is like the most expensive thing here is like one of those magazines, like value wise.
No, it's the things in that case.
Okay.
Where he's standing, and some of the things in this middle, and probably the top like 3 shelves over here, because these are like international. Like I get figures from like Europe and and like other.
Have
places.
you ever had to travel to get some things where it's like,
They're
I
far-
gotta go get this?
Yeah, the farthest I've ever gone is New York, and that's to get that space shuttle looking thing.
Yeah.
Went to
Okay.
the show.
And what is that called? Is it a certain name for that?
Space shuttle.
Just space shuttle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was a GI.
No, well, it has an. It's the Defiant. That's the
Defiant,
name.
okay.
Did you buy that from someone or at a
I
show?
bought that from a private owner,
Okay.
a guy that I've been friends with for a number of years. It was his. I paid $2,500 for that.
Okay.
And I drove to New York to Staten Island to get it.
Gotcha.
That's the furthest I've driven to get
And
something.
if you want to take a
That's
look
wild,
at this,
man.
you have a channel on YouTube, right?
Actually, most of the stuff is on my Instagram.
Instagram. What's the name of it?
Destro's Dungeon.
Destro's Dungeons.
Destro's
If you want to take a look
Dungeon.
at it, right? He does a lot of things. with it.
I do a lot of like.
homework over here.
hey.
Tyler's man right here, right now.
Yeah, we're going.
I mean, I do like collecting. I'll do like occasionally, like I'll find things and I'll like do like trades with people around whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I mean,
So
it's
what's
a
your-
hobby. It's cheaper than shrink.
So, but
I mean, it is.
so besides the plane, what's you most happy about? Like that you got? What's your most prideful?
Like, was it something that was like, it was
that
hard
means
to
the most?
find?
The one that means the most.
So it's a hovercraft. It's up in that second shelf down in the glass.
Okay.
That was my childhood. It was from 1984. I played the shit out of it when I was a kid, like in the swimming pool. I took it to the beach.
Right.
Like, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It was super beat up.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Right.
And you can like buy replacement parts that are like 3D printed and stuff like that. I didn't do that with that. I replaced it with all original parts.
Wow.
And it's decals. It's like fully restored from
Wow.
like unbroken
Wow.
from 1984. That's
Wow.
probably my most prized
That's pretty dope.
possession.
Wow.
Here.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's no children are allowed there.
Like they have parties. My friends come over and they bring their kids down on like leashes, man.
Yeah.
They're like they don't want
And your dogs.
you know.
Your dog,
Well, the
you
dog. No, the dog once in a while he'll come down and he'll swing his
Rub
tail
it,
and
right.
I call it. He wipes out the battalion. He just like like takes the whole shelf out. But yeah, I mean it's I don't know. It's I know it's a little weird for a 50-year-old
No,
man.
no,
but like
no.
but
It's
it
dope,
is kind of therapeutic because like what we
Yeah.
do for like
Yeah.
I can
You
come
gotta have
down
something.
here. I can just
Most
organize
definitely.
shit,
Yeah, most
whatever.
definitely.
It gets
Yeah.
my mind off of shit.
No,
you
no,
know,
I love
whatever.
it. I love it. I love it.
You know, and it's like I said, my mom helped me get all those years you spent. Again, I just got to do the mom shout out, man. I love her to death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most
absolutely.
definitely. Most
She's
definitely.
a-
Shout out to moms, man.
She's the queen, man. Worked those 3 jobs, no car,
Yeah.
walked everywhere. That's
Yeah.
why I walk so fast. Like I go somewhere with my wife, and she's like, "Slow down." I'm like, "I can't help my mom. I
You gotta keep up.
You know,
You gotta go.
I gotta keep
Gotta
up,
go
man.
work. Yeah, man. So did that like you collecting this stuff? Did it like kind of trigger you collecting? Like I see
Fire
there's some
department
fire department figures and
No, it was actually
books and
the other way. So
Okay.
like I had this stuff was up in a smaller room. It was displayed, but it was like just a much smaller room. Down here was the basement at the time when I was married the first time was just like the living room. It was just like a couch and
Yeah.
TV and whatever, family room. And then I had a flood. I had like I say flood. That's not even accurate. The washing machine broke and it flooded the basement. So like the carpet, I had to pull all that shit up, whatever. And then one of my really good buddies, Joe McDevitt, and shout out to Joe. He's a volunteer over at Lansdowne. He's a cop at PG. his birthday is in late December, and he's like, man, I really want to have a party, or whatever. I don't really have anywhere to do it. And I was like, fuck it, just have it at my house. And he's like, yeah, but where? There's a lot of people. And I was like, I don't know, I'll build a bar in the basement. So I literally built the bar for the purposes of having his birthday party. And then once it was built, I was like, well, I got all this fire department shit in boxes. I'm like, fuck it. So then it just became a thing, like that. Like really, not even planned. I just started putting shit up, and every time I acquired something, I just put it up. Yeah. And then so that space there kind of came before this space here. More or less.
So this whole thing you built your two hands. None of this was in place. You just built everything.
When her and I, my first wife, when we bought this house, there was her husband had just died. It was only her. The house was very dated, like just old appliance, like everything. Down here was nothing. Like it was like one outlet, like the furnace, a washer and dryer. That's it. Like block wall, nothing. And at the time, like we got the house for a pretty decent price, but like paying somebody, a contractor, to come in and like do all these things, that wasn't happening. So literally, I went on YouTube and learned how to drywall, frame, electric, plumbing, like
YouTube University.
Because I couldn't pay nobody.
So Kenny set you up when he asked you that question. Because he got a job for you.
Oh, shit.
I got a garage.
Right, he got a job for you.
Now, see, I got a garage that I can do some
That was the setup, bro.
Not everything's exactly, at the time, like, not everything's right. As years go on, you get better, whatever. It's something,
But, just doing stuff like this, man, you definitely got to have patience or, focus.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my garage, I just did a epoxy floor, just threw some paint up, and I was tired of doing that after a day. You know what I mean? So just to see this, I'm like, I know my focus would not be enough to do this.
The best thing when you're doing it for now on timetable, you could just take your time. I mean,
that's why I don't do a buddy of mine from Anne Arundel, John Esquino. He's a lieutenant down there. He and I work on the side. We'll build decks. In the summertime.
Okay.
That's like our side job. But I don't do a lot of.
I'm glad I found that.
Yeah. No, look, we're really good at that. Like that's
I need a deck too.
That's like our thing. Like we really enjoy doing that.
I need a deck. You need a deck.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of other side stuff because it's not my house. Like
I understand.
If I kind of fuck it up here,
it's okay.
It's my house. I mean, I gotta see it. Like that running joke. Like you build something and go I can't see it from my house. I don't give a fuck. Like. Here I can fix it, correct it, whatever, at my own leisure, at my own time. Like nobody's paying me to I need this done by But the decks we do, that's one thing. But the other stuff I just kind of do here. I don't really, but there's not a square inch of this house I don't know. I've been here 17 years, and built the deck here, all this drywall upstairs, redid the kitchen, the bathroom.
Right.
That's what's up.
It's
you
fun.
You ever did any work with Jake Van Gelder?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No, I didn't even know he. I didn't even know.
Next time you come up there, he did the Office. I think it was him and
I didn't know that. Oh, I did not know that.
The bunk in the bathroom it's like a Holiday Inn in there. It is. It's like a Holiday Inn in there. They got these kind of floors down and everything. The shower was crazy. It's
all right.
It was amazing. You know what I mean? Just need some electrical work done, but other than that,
everybody's firehouse needs some work.
Exactly. So is there any piece that you're looking for?
I'm always looking for something.
What are we looking for?
I'm always looking for foreign stuff.
Okay.
They're hard to get. They're not really pricey. They're just hard to find.
Foreign, like G.I. Joe.
Like some of those figures up there. So basically, back when they were making these, a company that made them, they would basically give permission to other European companies to use the molds. So then the plastic is not the same. The quality's a little, it's less than optimal. But the figures are the same. But then the paint's weird, or the colors are different. So it's a lot of the same things, but there's a lot of difference in holding it, seeing it, whatever. So those are kind of fun to find because they're unique. They're not, and there's not as many of them around as there are the U.S. versions. You know what I mean?
So let me just, and I'm not saying that you ever will, but right, let's say you had somebody come up to you and say, hey, I'm gonna buy all this. What monetary number would you put on this?
$20K to start.
I would thought it'd been more.
I thought
you would have said $1 million.
Start.
I thought you would have said $1 million.
No, not quite that much. I mean, like I do a like buying, selling, trading enough to know like. Maybe 20K is a little low. It might be closer.
I think it's low.
It might be a little.
I definitely think you're losing
Yeah,
a few thousands.
Like, I think it's just because I'm a nice guy and I feel like I just
You're going for just sale, like, MSRP.
I mean, math alone, the ones behind me are $25 a piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, you're not good at math. I'm not good at math. Okay, I don't know about Randy.
I'm
you good
okay.
at math? You're okay at math. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, just going a different route real quick.
Yeah.
We asked this question to a lot of our guests. So,
Sure.
He stole it from me. I came up with the question.
He might have. That's not factual. It's definitely not factual. That's definitely not factual. But we'll go with it. It sounds good.
No, that's your question.
Right.
It sounds good.
We won't let the facts get away with this.
Yeah.
Of course.
No,
Yeah. Can't let them get away with a good story.
So, who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of people that influence?
Oh, what like my
Just
life?
It's anything.
Fire department or just my life?
Anything.
Let's combine
Both.
it.
We'll do
general.
both.
Yeah.
What do you-
My mom.
Uh-huh.
100%. My mother. First one, hands down. Wow, man, we asked some hard ass questions, man. My therapist never even asked me questions.
You can put your therapist on there too.
Yeah.
No. He's a nice guy, but he don't belong on my personal Mount Rushmore. Oh man, damn. I'd have to say my buddy Joe McDevitt. He and I have been tight for years. He's helped me out on more shit than I can't even articulate to you. I'd have to say that EVD, the one that passed, the one that gave me, because he's like he taught me how to be an EVD, but he like taught me just like so much other
Just in life.
just so much other. He was such a good man, like and just the stuff he had just passed on to me was just about like just life stuff. Like I was 23 years old when 24 I guess when I got there maybe, and I didn't know shit about shit, and he was, like, so yeah. So Mom, Joe, Rich, I've had a lot of like really influential people. I'd have to say probably my Aunt Cass, the one that we called Aunt, but was really my great aunt. And I think because she is the one that kept me grounded in the sense of she was super devoted to God. Okay. So in my house when I was a kid, and he knows, like, to this day, when we have dinner, I pray before dinner. Like, that was a thing. Like, you took only what you're going to eat. You prayed before you ate. You didn't waste your food. That's how she was, right? And like,
that's a beautiful thing.
She was probably the closest thing to an actual saint that you'd ever meet. This woman, she had suffered a divorce, like just a year after she was married, came home, and like her husband was like, she like literally walked in on it. She had cancer. She survived.
Strong woman.
She lived to be 94, and you literally never heard a swear word come out of her mouth. If she'd stub her toe, she'd find another word. Do you know what I mean? Like, she would. That's how that woman was, and I'd have to say she was probably the last greatest influence, in my life. Just to say, don't be a dickhead. Just be a good person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Person. Yeah, man, no doubt. I got one more question for you. So,
is it as tough as the last question?
It might be. It might be. So, right? I know you're not nowhere close to retirement, right? But you know, might be.
You say,
Yeah. Start putting your transfers in. But anyway. But I'm gonna throw out a block. I don't know. We're just gonna go with 3000 block, Frederick Avenue, middle of the night.
No, we were just there.
I know. That's why it came to mind. Right? Last shift.
Yeah.
Give me 3 people where you got to share. These if I
guys
got
you
this
wanna
my last
recruit.
one I'm going to. My retirement day is
dead
tomorrow.
or alive? Right.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive,
Who would you-
retired.
Who you going
retired,
with?
yeah,
Give me
retired.
3 people that you know.
It's a cruise. Only
That's
for-
your cruise.
I know, man.
I'll give you your 5th man.
I mean, it's a cruise.
I give you your 5th
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
we give you
No,
your
they don't have a
5th
chief
man.
at this station. They don't
That's
have
all
a
right.
fifth man.
They got 5 cents.
All right,
I'll give them
all
to
right.
somebody got held over. I don't know.
All right, yeah. You at least gotta give me a holdover or something, man. Oh, damn. All right. Fuck. I take Beal driving me. hands down, fucking 6 days a week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah,
He was older. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He never gave up. Like field driving.
Shout out to Tim Bill.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because I work with him for quite a bit, and we went to a lot of fires, and he's a fucking bull in a china shop. Brock. I would take Brock.
Lieutenant Brock.
I would. Like, I've just worked a lot of fires with Brock. Like,
let's see if he a bullet when he on that engine though.
oh yeah,
Some
well,
guys
yeah,
want
he's,
the
a,
engine,
he's,
you
an,
know.
he's an engine guy now.
It's a
yeah.
different life. No, I know, I'm just joking. That's my guy. It's a whole
So,
different
yeah, I
life.
got field driving. This is my last fire before retiring. Fields driving. Got Brock on the step. Man, there's so many good dudes, man. Why you do this to me?
Just to start a pop. Just to give you some kitchen table talk and get back up to
So many good dudes. There is like that. Like now, I feel bad. Like if I don't
I can't
mention
wait till
somebody.
see this.
Fine.
Like-
you know they go. You like they be like, Cat,
Right.
I know, but
was-
the thing
I
is,
was-
like now, if I don't mention somebody,
I
now,
wasn't
now
on
I'm gonna-
George listener. I took that very personal.
now I'm gonna feel bad because there's so many.
no, they gotta step their game up. Make a list. That's
There's
all.
I wasn't on Stanford list. I wasn't on George list. I wasn't on nobody list. I ain't make a list yet.
Man, they're gonna watch this and be like, "Hey, asshole didn't pick me." It's like I feel like
it's cool.
I feel like I'm playing dodgeball and I'm last to get
okay.
picked. Like what?
That's all right.
Damn, man. Yeah, Beal, Brock. So many guys over the fucking years. You gotta give me a second.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you gotta give me a second, man. There's just too many dudes to think about. Guys that I work with, like just they've taken either sometimes some of them are like I've only taken like one fire with them, maybe two, and they're fucking rock stars.
Yeah.
And you know, and other ones taking 30 fires with them.
Right, yeah.
You know, and you suck, man.
I know.
Oh, no offense, Chief.
No,
It's all good.
With all due respect,
Yeah,
my
with all
friend.
due
It's all good.
No doubt.
It's all good.
All right, I'll give you one. I think he gets a lot of flack, and it's undeserved flack because he's a fucking fantastic EBD. I take Tim Myers.
Yeah.
I figured that's what you were
I
gonna
take
say.
Tim Myers.
Yeah, I like. He worked with this stuff at night.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Timmy, like.
I like Tim.
And Tim, if you watch this, I love you.
I like Tim.
You got a mouth on you, bro.
Yeah, I don't
you
mind.
do. You got a mouth
Yeah,
on you.
I like
all right?
Tim.
All right, but like, he's a fantastic EBD.
Yeah, he
like
is. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Recently,
Please, it gives me time to think about that fourth and fifth man. About the other two guys. Thank you. So take all the time you need.
Recently, Steve Mays pulling our board because a lot of outside drivers been messing up our truck. He said, so we got no outside EVDs drive truck 18. And Tim Miles was working there. He's like, no, you good. You can drive. You let Tim drive. Yeah.
Can you make a story long?
I'm just saying he's a good EVD, so when he would work, we let him drive. Yeah, that's all.
All right, so I got a driver, a step man, a tiller. Yeah,
I mean, if that's what you want to go with. That's what you want to go with.
yeah. If
You know what I'm
I think I'm okay with that. I
What
don't.
about my man Mallory? You ain't put Mallory on there?
I like Mallory. I do. Well, shit. I could have picked up on Kellum too. I've been, oh man, we got Digging on Fire. You know, like
Right.
could have
Yeah.
got Kellum up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many dudes. There's too many guys. I mean, this is I just started my 27th year.
Yeah.
And in 27 years here, and you know, you add 4 on top of it, like fire service. You know, not not BCFD,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
fire service has been 30 some odd years. You know, like it's and I'm 50, so really,
Right. So
I mean,
I've been doing this longer than half of my time being alive. You know
let's
what I
jump
mean?
shit. Let me ask you. Add to his question.
Yeah.
Give me the medics. Name two medics that you want on that call with you.
Oh, I can name a bunch of them.
All right, give me two. Give me two. The two.
My wife.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. You gotta put that on there.
Well, no, and not just because she's my wife, because
Okay.
she is an excellent paramedic.
Uh-huh.
Like she really is. I would take Mitch Brooks, my old partner. Like he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
Like he really knew what he was doing.
He retired
And
lieutenant.
Lenore.
Right?
And Lenore Shaw.
Oh yeah, she just
Lenore.
retired too.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Lenore.
Lenore, congrats.
Just retired.
Congrats. She
Yeah.
was a fantastic medic.
Yeah,
I
she
worked with her a
is.
bunch of
She's
times when I was
good.
at
She's
FBA.
good. Yeah.
She let me dope this guy with morphine the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, can I do it? She's like, knock yourself out.
Right.
I mean, she went,
Yeah.
it's like, she was really good on the medic,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just letting people like do their thing and teaching. I would if I was down, I'd
Right.
want any one of those three touching me.
What's my guy that had the shirt buttoned up?
Oh, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse.
Oh, Jesse,
Jesse
yeah.
was good,
That's
man.
12, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Jesse was
Being a
hard.
rookie riding with Jesse was different, bro.
Those
'Cause you
old-
was scared
those
to
old
talk.
school
You was like,
mats.
yo,
Those old school
You
man,
scared to talk, you scared to talk.
Jesse, Archie,
Yeah.
Monyet,
Dale Evans, Dale Evans,
Clay,
bro.
Clay Richmond.
Clay Richmond.
You remember Clay?
No, I remember Clay.
No,
Clay was on Medic 7. So
Yeah.
can I real
absolutely.
quick? I don't know. Are we on a time?
No.
Clay Richmond. I don't know if he'll see this or not, but I will text him and tell
Yeah,
him.
not?
Hey,
Yeah,
watch
let
this.
us know.
Yeah.
Super hard ass. Like I don't know how many rookies he probably got to quit. I don't know, right? Like he was no one to be trifled.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I understand.
And I worked with Clay. I was detailed at Medic 7. I wasn't ALS yet, and all day we are just button heads, not getting along the entire day, bro. And then we took a run 3:00 in the afternoon. This was back we were
2 days.
we
2
were
weeks.
yep. And we were going up to somewhere by what's the school Hopkins, I guess, or up Charles Street
Charles
by
Street,
21st up that way.
33rd and everything.
Yeah, we took a run somewhere up there for an arrest, and guys arrested on the street, and we get there and no company's there, and we start doing our thing, and I was in ALS school, but I wasn't.
You wasn't official.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of doing things out of not habit, just I don't know, I don't know, I just kind of I'm just doing things, right?
Uh-huh.
And Clay's doing his thing, and whatever. We take this guy, and the guy ended up living. So we get to U Memorial, whatever. We take the guy in there. Clay comes out, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, and he goes, "Where were you all day?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "We have been doing this all day." He's like, "Where have you been all day?" He's like, "That was
Perfect.
whatever."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I don't know." I said, "You were being an asshole all day."
Yeah.
And whatever. It just kind of took that
Right.
that to happen.
Right.
From then on, every time I worked with him was like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
And he is an excellent medic, and we stayed close to the point where when I was going through my divorce, my first divorce, well, I say first, my only divorce, and a couple years right after that, Clay was every day he texts me, "You all right?" You know what I mean? We got really close after the fact. He's super
Right.
good.
That goes to show you, all you need is a good working relationship. You ain't got to be best of friends. As long as you have a good working relationship,
Your shift
everything will
partner
come
means everything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Ain't not a firefight till you get divorced anyway, so.
Yeah. Until you got one under
The
your
fire
belt, I
department,
guess.
the fire
I
department
guess,
makes us, man. It's a thing.
They got a little bit
for us. It's a thing. It's a thing for us. It's a thing for us.
I got one.
Right. It's a thing for us. It's a thing for us, bro.
Oh, I thought you had a question. I was like, no more questions.
No,
It's a
no
thing
more
for
dead
us.
man.
I'll talk all day about some
Right.
nonsense. I don't have questions.
Yeah.
But I do have one more question
No,
for you.
go ahead, no,
I know I keep saying one more question.
No, I'm actually really enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's
dope, man.
it's
Yeah, this is
cathartic in a
great.
way too,
Yeah.
because I can. I don't know. Man, just real
Yeah,
quick.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
at my age,
Fuck you.
I really just don't. I just don't give a shit. I don't care about embarrassing myself. I don't care about
Right.
saying something and somebody be like, "What the fuck would he?"
Right,
I don't care. I just
Most
don't give a shit.
I got you.
I'm just too old for that.
Yeah.
Been around too long. I don't care. I love my job. I love
Yeah.
the guys I work with. I love doing what I do. Everything else is.
Yeah, I understand.
You're a couple
that.
years
You
away.
deserve that.
You're a couple years away from just standing, looking out the door, and telling somebody, "Look at this." Tell me,
I
look at this.
don't know. Hey, look.
Stay off my grass.
I ain't gonna lie. I tried the other night.
Yeah.
Because I was like, can I go to that real quick?
go for it.
Can I-
Go for it.
I need to tell this because this man right here was my chief the other night. Well, he was my chief every shift, but he was the chief the other night. We took this call for a tactical box, us 30 engine and a 14 engine for a kitchen fire. And we go down the street, and there is not a fucking thing out front going on, right? Except just people outside. I asked them, what's going on? They're like, I think my kitchen's on fire. Guy on the step gets off with a water can. He goes inside. I'm like, all right. He comes out 10 seconds later. He's like, yeah, it's a kitchen fire. He's like, I don't think the can's going to work. And I was like, all right, well, let me see. No, okay, it's not that I didn't believe him.
Right.
I just wanted to see it,
I
right?
understand.
Yeah.
So I go up and I walk all the way in the back and I look up and it's rolling in the ceiling. I was like, yep, yeah, you were right, bro. I come out and I gotta be honest, Kenny, I gotta be honest. I looked at him for a minute and I was like, rest of the box? He's like, yeah, I think so. I was like, we might be able to do this with 2-on-1. He's like, and I was like, fuck it, man. But if it takes this other house, I was like, fuck, never mind. I was like, truck, hey, give me,
Yeah. Right.
But it's like, I feel like to say the important thing about this is years ago, I probably been like, nah, go, fuck the rest of the bot, right?
Yeah, we got it.
But there's something to be said for as you get a little older, you get a little wiser, and you get a little, like you just understand, like it's okay just to call for the help. If you don't need them, you can send them back. It's not a big deal. Because the last thing I wanted was, this is an occupied house. The next door was an occupied house. It getting in, or maybe it was too far advanced and I didn't realize it. I ain't taking that chance. You know what I mean? So I asked for the rest of the box, and everything was fine after that. You know what I mean?
Speaking on that, man, you did a great job on it. I really didn't feel like by the time I got there, I mean, you pretty much had it. Like I was just even in that moment, how you were saying, like, shit of this. Like I'm thinking, like I was going to like just let you keep going.
I know, but
you had everything
got a job
set
to do,
up,
bro. You got a job.
Yeah, you had everything set up. Everything was running smooth, and it's like I was thinking, like, shit, I'm just letting Vaughn.
I heard you and Grantland talking about it.
Yeah.
After the fact. Yeah,
man. You did a great job, man.
I appreciate it.
Everybody down there did a great job. You know what I'm saying?
His first day chief, he was doing favors for people from my firehouse. So they called him as soon as his first day.
They should have never gave me the gun, bro.
So side note,
They should have never gave me the gun.
For real side note, I gotta give some
Hopefully
props.
the ship commander will see this.
I gotta give some props real quick. Seriously, for real. This man over here, like seriously, he and I studied together with Chief Hogan, right, for months on Zoom. Like we just
Zoom,
Hogan would just fire shit at us and just give us stuff to do. We'd have homework, like I ain't had homework in fucking 30 years, whatever. We do like doing all this stuff, and I was down. My wife and I were down for our anniversary down in Antigua when the list came out, and I was nervous. Right, like she goes, hey, because what happened is a couple people had texted me and said, hey, congrats, and I was like, all right, I said, whatever, and I had my service was shit, right, like looking at the email, and she goes, hey, I got it, I'm looking at it right here, and I was like, fuck, I was like, do I gotta go get another pina colada, or do I gotta go get like 2 pina coladas, like what, like, where am I gonna be up with this, right? And she's like, no, you all right, and she's like, and even better, she's like, I think you'll be all right with where you're at and what's going on. And I was like, all right, so show it to me. And Kenny came out number 1. My man was number 1 on this fucking battalion chief's list, right? And I'm telling you, like, I'm down there, I'm in the Caribbean, I'm looking at this list. I'm 8, he's 1, we studied together. The guy who's number 2, also hard charger, put in the work. In years past, we've all looked at promotional list and looked at, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, we've all looked at a list and been like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and I'm just trying to be real. Like, you look at those lists and you're like, for real, right? This was not one of those lists.
Not at all.
You look at the guys on this list and you're like, no, they're fucking solid. And I just got to give props to Kenny for coming out number 1. My man, he put the work in, period, end of story. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You put the work in, and this is what happens. And for him to come out on top and just, I'm proud of you, bro. Like
I appreciate it, man.
We studied together. Yeah. I'm fucking proud of him.
And I definitely appreciate it.
He ended up actually, he's floating, but now he's like my chief for a little while my chief is off. I got it fucking made. Shit, like, I got it made.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, you guys, man, being down, long-term detail down in the 3rd Battalion for, anybody that don't know. But, man, I'm grateful for being able to be there. I appreciate Chief McConnell and Chief 5 for even giving me that opportunity, because they could have, like, nah, you're going to float. And
it's good reps.
Callbacks there.
It's good reps.
To get the reps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said it before when I left 36th Century, like, and it's no shot to the rest of the battalion, stuff like that, man. But once you leave the 3rd, man, you can make it anywhere. You make it in the 3rd Battalion, you can make it in any battalion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely appreciate the kind words, but it's about you, though.
Yeah, it's all about you.
No, but I had to say that.
I got a question for you too.
Yeah. God damn it!
Don't try to get me sidetracked.
See, y'all see what I did there?
You
trying to do this.
I thought that was the end.
But I got, and this is kind of wrap it up with this. So. What, as a captain, 27 years, what would you say to your 1998 self, first coming to fire?
I mean, I had a good base on the, like, keep your mouth shut, listen, ears open, eyes open. I had a good base there, so I don't think I would say that because I was kind of doing that, like because I had a good basis for that. I'd say never turn down a promotion, never try to turn down a promotion, and B, and I think this is probably the most important, is keep yourself educated, even if it has nothing to do with the fire department. And I say that because I'm 50 years old with no degree, right? Not that degrees are the end all be all, you know, but like you don't necessarily need one in fire service shit. Like just keep yourself educated. Like read shit. Like I went to the Leadership Under Fire thing at the farm that our department has been heavily involved with lately, and I left out of there that week like a whole new person. Like to be perfectly honest, the last books
I recommend everybody take.
The last books I read 10 years ago was the Harry Potter series, right? Other than that, I've read like a book once in a blue moon, right? Now I'm reading like 3 books at a time.
Yeah.
Like it's just keep yourself educated. Like if I could look back at myself, I would say read. Just read. Doesn't have to be fire department. Read anything. Just read.
Constant education.
Keep yourself constantly educated because there's so many applicable things. You know, like I'm reading books that they're not fire service books, but they apply in 10 ways to what I'm doing as a captain, what our fire department does. You know what I mean? Like that's what I would say to myself. I would say don't discount the educational aspect.
I love that. Yeah.
Stay in it.
Cool.
To answer your question.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, you got another question?
I don't have another question, man.
Sure?
That's it.
Are
bro.
you sure?
I'm
You
good.
sure?
It's not.
good.
It's not in here. It's not.
No, I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I ran out. But yeah, man.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man.
Doing this with us, man. It means a lot. So I
Yeah.
appreciate
Y'all,
you.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys seriously
Hey.
for
thank
doing
you.
this.
Thank
Like,
our crew.
this has been
Always.
fucking awesome.
My,
Shout
our
out to the
producer
crew,
Mike Jordan,
MJ,
D-Rod. Yeah.
D-Rod.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got Big
phenomenal.
Dave
Dave in the
building
house
too.
with my classmate.
You know what I mean?
So
Hey, here's
20
what
years, we about to get paid.
about to
Get
get-
a little
yeah, man.
7% raise there.
Yeah. Nice. Hey,
Uh-huh.
look, so we trying to work this out next episode, trying to do Chief Fanning.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
We'll see.
But hey, man, I definitely got to shout him out, man. Shout out Chief Fanning, man. Get my pay straight, man. Finally get my pay now, bro. We good. We up. So, hey, man, here's to another episode of Charm City Smoke.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all tuning out.
Yeah, hit that like and
Hit
subscribe
the like,
always.
subscribe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
We out.
We appreciate you. We out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You guys are the shit, man.
No,